Welcome to our deep dive into the history of hip-hop rivalries, a tale that's as much about music as it is about passion, pride, and creative genius. Today, we're going back to the very roots of hip-hop, exploring how conflict has not only defined the genre, but also propelled it into a constantly evolving art form. Hip-hop was born from struggle, survival, and self-expression. From the early days of block parties in the Bronx to the explosive social media battlegrounds of today, rivalries have been at the heart of hip-hop. They've sparked creativity, forged legends, and sometimes left scars that remind us how personal and powerful this art form can be. Let's begin by traveling back in time to the mid-1970s in New York City. In the early days of hip-hop, the streets of New York were alive with energy and ambition. The Bronx, in particular, became the birthplace of a new cultural movement. Local DJs and MCs would set up at block parties, each determined to make a name for themselves. Rivalries were inevitable. In the competitive spirit of proving who had the best beats and freshest rhymes, crews formed around different neighborhoods, especially in boroughs like the Bronx and Brooklyn. One of the most influential figures of this era was DJ Cool Herc. In 1973, at a modest block party in the Bronx, he began isolating the breaks in popular funk and soul records, giving rise to a new dance style, breakdancing. This innovation didn't just revolutionize the music, it ignited a competitive energy that spread quickly among local youths. Imagine a crowded street, pulsating with infectious rhythms as dancers, MCs, and DJs battled not just for recognition, but for deep, genuine respect. That day marked the beginning of hip-hop's competitive DNA. Now let's set our sights on the 1990s, an era that brought one of the most legendary and tragic rivalries in music history, the East Coast versus West Coast feud. During the 1990s, hip-hop experienced an explosive period of creativity and conflict. What began as a stylistic and geographic difference soon turned into an all-out cultural war. On the East Coast, icons like Biggie Smalls and Nas were championing raw, gritty storytelling with a focus on lyrical prowess. Their voices resonated deeply with those who grew up on the streets of New York. Across the country on the West Coast, artists such as Tupac Shakur and Dr. Dre were defining their own sound, one that mixed rebellious energy with soulful introspection and funk-inspired beats. The rivalry escalated as media outlets began to latch onto the differences, amplifying every insult and diss track into headline news. But amid all the heated exchanges, both coasts suffered heartbreaking losses. The untimely murders of Tupac and Biggie not only shocked the music world, but also left fans mourning the potential of what could have been a continued artistic dialogue. These tragedies serve as powerful reminders of how real and dangerous the stakes were when personal disagreements spilled into reality. Moving into the modern era, hip-hop rivalries have taken on new forms. With the advent of the internet and social media, the battleground has moved to platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Today, a diss track can drop without warning, and a single tweet can spark a virtual war. This immediacy has given us rivalries like Drake versus Kanye West, a saga filled with leaked tracks, cryptic social media posts, and a series of artistic one-upmanships that keep fans talking. Similarly, the public feud between Nicki Minaj and Cardi B captured headlines worldwide. Their rivalry wasn't just about words or music. It extended into real-life encounters that were as colorful as they were controversial. One infamous incident, where a shoe was thrown at a public event, underlined just how personal modern hip-hop feuds can become. In today's digital age, fans are much more than passive observers, they're active participants. Social media enables audiences to comment, debate, and even fuel the flames of conflict. Every like, retweet, or comment can add momentum to a rivalry, blurring the lines between scripted performance and genuine discord. But here's an interesting twist. As much as these feuds can seem destructive, they often serve as powerful catalysts for creativity. Rivalries have historically pushed artists to perfect their craft. Diss tracks such as Nas' Ether, Pusha T's The Story of Adidon, and Kendrick Lamar's incendiary verses have become hallmarks of the genre, showcasing incredible lyrical prowess and a drive to stand out. Many of these tracks have not only defined careers, but have also influenced the broader musical landscape, challenging other artists to raise their game. Consider this: when an artist is in a heated rivalry, every bar, every beat is scrutinized by millions. There is no room for error, and this pressure often results in some of the most innovative, boundary-pushing work in hip-hop history. Feuds have led to the creation of entire subgenres and movements within hip-hop, as artists continually reinvent themselves to meet new challenges and express their truths. So, what does the future hold for hip-hop rivalries? With rapid technological advances, such as AI-generated music and virtual concerts, the very nature of conflict in the hip-hop world is evolving. Future disputes might not even involve physical altercations or traditional media. Instead, they could be driven by digital personas and online performances. Imagine a world where holographic rappers face off in virtual arenas, where every diss is broadcast to a global crowd in real time. Yet, one constant remains. As long as hip-hop thrives on competition and innovation, rivalry will always be a part of it. Whether on paper, on the stage, or through the screen, there will always be someone claiming the throne, and someone else poised to challenge them. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think these rivalries push hip-hop forward, inspiring artists to innovate and break boundaries? Or do they risk overshadowing the artistry with drama? Who do you believe is the greatest diss writer of all time? And which feud had the most profound impact on the genre? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinions help shape the conversation, and who knows, maybe your insight will spark the next great hip-hop debate. If you enjoyed this in-depth look at the history and influence of hip-hop feuds, please give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Each like and comment not only fuels our community, but helps shine a spotlight on the dynamic and ever-evolving culture of hip-hop. Thank you for joining me on this journey through conflict, creativity, and cultural evolution. Remember, in hip-hop, even the fiercest feuds can give birth to art that changes the world. Until next time, keep listening, keep thinking, and keep the conversation alive.